Right, bit of an update. I've got a Radiator, EP3 one. Apparently I can't use a Clio one, so I'm going to use the EP3 one. Pick this up off of Ryan. If anybody is a member of the Mark III page on Facebook, you'll know that Ryan was one of the first to K-swap his Clio and turbo as well. So this is his Radiator that he had. So I've brought that off him and going to mock it all up. So I've cut away at the slam panel to fit it in, and it's still not quite where I want it. So I found a piece of scrap laying about, cut it to size, and I'm going to try and cut this plastic out, put this in, and see if I can still get the latch to latch on, because I don't want to run bonnet pins. Bit of an update. I brought myself a new manifold, a fake Skunk 2 thing. Had to cut it to fit it there. It's close enough. Tapped in some air fittings as well, rather than the original one. Well, it basically fell out anyway. I've also put my throttle body on. I've had to make my own adapter plate. It's not the best, but it works. So I've used the thermal gasket on this side, and then I've siliconed this side. So hopefully that should be good enough. I mean, we'll find out. Alright, this video is probably a massive mess. I don't actually know what I filmed or where I'm up to, but I'll show you on the car. Made a little crash bar. I'm going to change this lower support for another 10B40 box section, just because you have to remove the under tray to fit that. Now ideally I want to run the under tray on the bumper half, so I'm going to do it all the same, and it should look a bit neater as well and be lighter. So drive shafts have turned up. These are from Custom Productions. I'll get some measurements in case anybody wants to copy them. And I can't fit these yet because I need to order CV boots and grease, and then I can start rebuilding them. But then before I can actually really put them in the car, I need coilovers as well, so I've got to order some of them. So I can't remember if I've shown that I've got the shifter. I've started building a bracket for that. I'll show you that. So that one is to cover the hole in the exhaust tunnel, the original one where the shifter comes up through, because we don't need that. And then this is a bit of a bodge. Well, not really a bodge, but basically I have to offset it. So I've made that plate up to offset it to fix it into the car, so it'll be raised up as well. The reason I've not filmed or done a lot is, well, you can see the unit's a mess. All my shelving went mouldy, so I threw all that away, so all the stuff's on the floor. The TT blew up, so that's why that's now in here. Well, not blew up, the steering rack went, and I can't be bothered to put any more money into it. Still got the other silver Clio. Now, potentially, if I ever finish this, you can work that one out. And I've got a new daily as well. I don't know where I left off, but this is it now. Radiator, that's a universal one. Intercooler, again, universal one. So if anybody says the EP3 radiator works, it does. Not with a supercharger though. I had to modify this one to even get it close to fitting, which isn't ideal. So this is one from Speeding Parts. I think it were £100 or something, which is reasonably cheap, especially for the size of it. Same with the intercooler, both Hurricane. Now, custom crash bar, that I didn't really have a choice, so the original one kind of sits here. So even when you look, I've done with that one, strip out the front, it doesn't fit. So this does fit with the bumper. Now that bumper was already gutted, the insides. The silver one that I was going to put on here isn't, so I've got to work out what I've got to cut out of that. But it does fit behind the bumper, albeit with a little bit of modification. Now boost pipes, I've just done a test routing of it and it fits alright. I welded on the V-band flange. I'll put a photo in. That's the first time I've ever welded Ali. XO Racing coolant pipe now. People say that these, I mean, they're meant to fit. I mean, it might do with the EP3 brad, but I'm going to cut it here and flip this way so it meets to the radiator, and I might put in a filler cap bit so people bleed them from the Clio heater matrix hoses. I don't even know where my heater matrix hoses are, so I'm going to have to order some more, but just for the ease of it, I'm going to install a coolant top up thing, not a header tank though, because that's too much work for me, I can't be bothered. Fuel rail, I had everything set up, then I realised that I'd done it wrong. I'd put the filter on the return, not the supply, so I've got to order a load more fittings and redo all of that. But I know what I'm doing with that. Fuel pump's in the tank, but yeah, that's a little bit of an update. I don't know how well you can hear me over the exhaust, but this is the new Dinger. Another 197 factory cut this time, and it's got a black line LSD in it, but this is, yeah, the new runabout. So that's it for the video at the minute, I think. We'll find out. I've probably already done an outro halfway through this video, not a clue, and hopefully in the coming weeks we'll make some progress. Cheers for watching.